Hello and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Friday, November 14th edition of our video devotionals, and we appreciate you being with us today. Hope your Friday's going well. It is the end of the work week and school week once again, and hopefully you've had a good week, and here we are already at the middle part of November, but that's the way it is. Times are flying. We got Thanksgiving coming up very soon, and so hopefully everything's going well thus far. And yesterday, as I mentioned, was my birthday, so my wife spoiled me with a steak dinner over at one of our local steak restaurants, and then to surprise me further, some ladies, we went soul winning with it was me and my wife and a couple of other lady teams, and they ate with us, had a good time with them, and then we left and went to Greensboro and did some shopping and messing around. Then we got home about maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock, maybe a little bit later, I forget. So it was a full day and a very good day, and I appreciate my wife. She spoiled me again, and I appreciate that. So that being said, today is another special day for me, and it is my spiritual birthday. And I know I've said the dates and the circumstances, but I want to say it again because it's always unique, especially unique to me. On November 13th, 1976, I turned 12 years of age, and that was a Saturday, so I turned that infamous 12 years of age. The next day, as always, we went to church like we always do, went to Sunday school and Sunday morning service Sunday night. Well, I'd been struggling with knowing whether I was saved or not, and so that night after church, we got home, and we went to bed, and I was struggling with it, and I think the preacher, our pastor, had preached on the second coming of Christ, and that really had me rattled, and I remember walking down our little hallway from my little bedroom, and I turned back around. I may have done that one or two times, but I went straight to my mother's room, and I don't know how long we'd been to bed, but I'm going to guess I woke her up. And of course, I told her I didn't think I was saved, and I was crying. So she came into my bedroom and took her Scofield Bible and shared with me scriptures that I'm sure I knew by heart. And I asked the Lord to save me that night, November 14th, 1976. One day after my 12th birthday, I got saved. So I was born again on the 14th and born on the 13th. So that kind of worked out. All right, so today, as unique as it is, I'm going to be reading to you my favorite chapter out of all the Bible. And this is chapter 15 of John. John 15, we're going to read the first 8 verses. I'm going to need to get right on into it. And won't really spend a lot of time explaining it. It kind of explains itself, but I'm going to give you something today and try to be a help to all of us, okay? All right, notice what it says here in John 15:1. He says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye, except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Now here's the last verse. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit, so shall ye be my disciples. It's real simple here. We can't do anything without the Lord, period. But when it comes to bearing fruit, the spiritual fruit, that's because it's a manifestation. It is the byproduct, if you please, of the Spirit, of the divine. So to be saved, you've got to have a spiritual birth. That goes without question. So there that is. Then to bear fruit, then that's because we are abiding in him. So if we abide in him and we walk in him, as it talks about the words of God, that's so very important. So we're not going to bear anything spiritual unless the spiritual is we're attached and we're living through that and allowing the Lord to help us. It's interesting. The Bible says if you're going to bear fruit, then he'll purge us, that we'll bear more fruit. Then it talks about, of course, bearing much fruit. And then, of course, it says there in verse 8, herein is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit, so shall you be my disciples. Some have said that's the winning of souls. I would agree with that. That's a byproduct. It could be just the manifestation of the Spirit in our life. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. So bearing that, being around people, that being a part of what comes across and the influence we have in other people's lives because of the Spirit. So all that being said, make sure you save, make sure you're attached to the vine, okay? That makes you a branch. And then make sure you're living and walking close to God, reading His Word, praying, and letting that manifestation of the Spirit be that fruit that comes. And then, of course, if you can witness to other people, help someone else become a Christian because of the influence of God in your life, then there you go. There's someone that's duplicated because of your own life, having the Spirit and being a witness and all of that. So there you go. So I appreciate all the birthday wishes. Some of you, of course, who watch these, you wish me happy birthday, and so many on Facebook did, and all of that. I really appreciate it. And then, of course, I'm glad to be saved, and so hopefully you're saved. And if you are, then we can rejoice together in that, okay? And so I pray you have a great weekend, great Sunday. Lord willing, we'll be back on Monday, and thank you for watching.